are you doing? I hope you're doing really, really awesome. In tonight's video, we are going to be talking about how to make queer/gay friends. And I really want to make this video because I know I found a lot of difficulty in finding a queer community. And it's Pride Month, and so I thought I'd make this video. So if you wouldn't mind just hitting that likes button, subscribing. There aren't a lot of queer ASMR artists out there that talk about these things, so I would love your support. And if you want to know more, go to Patreon. I am starting a new series called Nick at Night where I talk about unfiltered stuff, and I'm going to be sharing my first gay experience, so check that out as well. But sit back, relax, and let's talk friend to friend on why, first off, it's difficult to make queer friends. So I don't know about you, but I grew up being surrounded by only straight people, which is very common because that's like the majority of people in this world, right? So I gravitated towards those people. I started acting like those people, and when we come out, or when we realize that we might be queer tainted, you know, we start realizing that we're a little different. But sometimes the way we act doesn't, you know, exude what we feel on in the inside. So it takes a little bit of time. And I feel like it's really normal for gay people to still be surrounded by straight people early into their 20s. That's me, at least. I basically only really had like straight friends with like one or two gay people or queer people up until my late 20s. Regardless of your age, it's just a natural progression, and so at a certain point you're going to feel this resistance and feel this need to be around people that have the same attraction towards people or same, you know, sexuality. And this goes a lot across the board, not just with, you know, sexuality. It can be with your gender. It can be with your hobbies. It can be with, you know, your financial status. We all have those moments where, you know, where you're like, okay, I need to surround myself with people like this. And for me, that moment happened when all my friends started getting married and being in long-term relationships. And for queer men, the queer community is on a whole different timeline. Some people don't even really get married. Some people have partners or are in open relationships. Do whatever suits you. But for me, I think deep down I probably want monogamy. But we'll see as life goes. But I noticed that all my friends were in relationships, and I kept feeling really bad about it because I was like, why am I not in a relationship? Why do I not feel connected to someone? Am I doing something wrong? And that, on top of, I really wanted to do pride events, go to queer spaces, but I always felt guilty asking people to go with me. Those two signs made me realize that I wanted to make queer friends, and I didn't know how to. And so that's what this video is. I'm going to tell you everything I did, how it worked, and why I think you should do it. So the first thing I did, which is the first thing I think you should do if you want to make queer friends, is act like you are dating them. And what I mean by this is be intentional. Go on Bumble BFF. Go on any type of dating site. I like Bumble BFF because it's actually friend focused. So go on there, make a profile, and explicitly say that you're looking for queer friends. I don't know about you, some people find it a little bit more intimidating to make friends than like romantic partners. I'm reversed, and I'll tell you why. I think it's lower stakes to make friends than a romantic partner because at the end of the day, this might unlock it for you, how I view friends, which helps me a lot to kind of go over this barrier of, you know, finding queer friends and going out of my comfort zone and meeting new people to make friendships. Is I used to think that friends were really deep people that I feel really connected to, my family, right? My family away from family. That can be true. I do have friends like that. You probably do too. But what I notice that helps me a lot to make new friends is this ideology, is that, just think of it like this. Friends are just people that you do things with. Friends are just people that you do things with. If you just say that to yourself consistently, when you go on Bumble BFF or these dating apps, all you're looking for is for a person to do something with you. And I would have it really in your mind what that thing is. What is the thing that you can't do with straight people? What is the thing that you would want a queer friend for? Is it to talk about TV shows? Is it to go to queer spaces? Is it to talk about your dating life? Is it to go to a nude beach in San Diego, maybe? Figure that out and be very intentional about that. And, you know, swipe on Bumble BFF and just find people that you want to talk to. And then the next step, this is really important, is get off the app as soon as possible. Meet them for a drink, get coffee, talk to them. Some of my favorite people I met, I liked our first hangout, but I didn't know whether we were going to be friends. So also go with it knowing that it might take a couple times to hang out with people before you get to really like them, because sometimes you just catch people on a really bad day. So, like my friend, I caught him on a really chatty day, and I thought he was he was like 10 minutes late when I did this Bumble thing. When we went out for drinks for the first time, he was 10 minutes late, and I remember he was yelling in my ear like the entire time, and I was like, this man is so annoying. Yet now he's one of my favorite people. So the thing is go on like a friend date, get to know them. Some things that you should focus on when you're hanging out with someone is try and listen to them. The thing that I always do that helps me make friends is just actually try and be interested in them. You know, we were talking on our Discord for this channel, which if you become a member, you get to automatically join, and there was this person, I'm not going to say her name, but she had just gone on a date, or she was going on a date, and she was saying how nervous she was, and we were all telling her, you know, lower the stakes. All you're doing at the end of the day is getting to know someone, and that's what your friend date is going to be. Just get to know them, know what they're into, don't judge it, and surprise yourself. So, yeah, I did Bumble BFF with 2 people that were my favorite people, and then the specific thing is make sure that they're also looking for queer gay friends. Like, make sure you guys are aligned on what you're looking for, and then just start doing things. If you go in with the intention that these are just people you hang out with to do things, it opens the door, because they can be as different from you. They can be like so different from you. And you can still have fun with them. So that was really, really awesome. That was awesome. So, yeah. Let me look at the next thing. What was my next? Oh, I actually have a photo of him on here. The guy I'm talking about, my friend. Okay, so another way that you can meet queer people is through other queer people. So I think your first thing you're going to do is try and do a dating app. Meet that person, and your goal is not for that person to become your best friend, but it's to meet their other friends. I know, it's a secret. Shh. But seriously, think about it. The way you're going to meet more queer people is to have a friend that's a queer person, and then go to all their events. So if they invite you somewhere, just say yes and just go, because you're eventually going to meet their friends, and they're going to meet their friends, and eventually you're going to find people you like. So it's basically just think about you kind of going into a community. And And let this be all very low stakes. Something that also helps, this could be a whole other video topic, is making sure that you give yourself permission to go to things alone. You know, if you do want to go to queer spaces, if you want to go to Pride, allow yourself to go alone. That's a whole other, you know, building self-esteem video we can talk about. But once you nail that, hanging out with friends becomes such less of, it becomes low, it lowers the stakes of everything. It makes it more enjoyable because you know at the end of the day that, hey, if I can't, you know, hang out with this person, they can't be everything I need to be, I know I can go do my things. So it's a little bit of a ramble, but through events, like queer events, you can go alone and you can meet people, or your friends through friends really works well too. I also would encourage you to join our membership and join our Discord. We have a queer community in our HIVE, which is our community. And whether you're on Patreon or a YouTube member, you have an exclusive access to all of us. And we have a whole channel devoted to Pride, LGBT supports. And we have a lot of queer folks in our community. We would love to welcome you. So, but yeah, that's kind of what I would do to make friends. Bumble BFF, you know, be very straightforward with these people, what you want to do for to be queer friends with, do queer things with them, then meet their friends. And that works really, really well. So, I know it can be very difficult to make friends and stuff. Also, last thing, I want to remind you that you're allowed to show up however you need to show up when making friends. It's not only you that's looking for connection, it's also the other person. So if you're having an off day, if you're not feeling super chatty, you know, don't let those be the barrier to entry. Don't force yourself, you know, because I'm feeling not happy, because I'm not feeling confident, I'm not going to go see this person and meet them. I actually promise you, if you go meet someone when you're not feeling so good, it actually grounds you and makes you more likable. Because you're coming from a place of, okay, today I don't feel good. You're coming from a place of being present. And also know that the other person is also having a difficult time with life as well, maybe. So they're not perfect, you're not perfect, and just let yourself meet them. So, yeah. I know it's difficult to make queer friends. I thankfully have 2 people, maybe 3 or 4, that I really, well, I have 4, that I really enjoy. I've gone to Pride with them. They've opened me up to talk about queer things, to feel more my body, to feel more proud of myself, to see a future that I think I can have. That's why you need queer friends if you're queer. So yeah, I highly encourage it. You got this. Join our membership. If you want to talk offline, I'm always on Discord, so come chat with us. And if you made it this far, can you leave an emoji of a shark? And I'll give you extra love. Let me know if you like this video. How do you make queer friends? How do you make friends? Please share your advice down below. You never know who needs to hear it. So please do that. Like and subscribe and check out Patreon, please. Okay, I'll see you guys soon. Have a wonderful day. And also, if no one's told you, you are so loved. You are so special and important. Thank you for all the good you do in the world. It does not go unnoticed. I notice it, and everyone in our community notices it. Thank you. We love you. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye.